Welcome. One of the specific types of recursive common table expressions is a hierarchical recursive common table expression, or hierarchical recursive CTE. And I want to give an example of how we can actually make that happen so we can see that recursive relationship and how it can be used to solve hierarchical problems inside a query database. So again, when we're talking about a recursive CTE, we have the with and the table name and followed by our fields we're working with in that. So I have subject code, course number, prerequisite, and course ID for my field list of my aliases right there. I have my anchor query right here, the non-recursive component. I have my recursive query part right here, and then the query that's actually going to do those results information right there. So in the anchor query, I've got my subject code, course number, prerequisite, and course ID with the same fields that I have listed up here in my field alias list. And I'm going for my courses COU, and then where my course prerequisite is null. So that's giving me my base query. So this is the courses that don't have a prereq. And so that's where I'm starting off with my information for that to start off. Union all, as always, when I'm doing a recursive CTE, and I'm selecting the course code, course number, prerequisite, and course ID. That same information right there. Not the most useful way to do it, but again, this is a demo purpose. Again, from courses COUR, I'm explicitly calling a different reference right here because I want to make sure it's like, oh, here I'm talking about this table versus the base case right there. I'm going to join this to the hierarchy demo. So I'm referencing the fact that I'm talking about that recursive query right here inside that, and I'm joining that on the demo's course ID matches the course table's prerequisite. So that hierarchical relationship inside my data set is how I'm representing that information. I'm going to go inside here. I'm going to select the course subject code and the course number as course and the prerequisite as it requires. And then from that recursive demo, recur, again, giving a better alias for that for the purposes of demo purposes, where that subject code is CS. I want to find the CS courses that have a prerequisite. Oh, lovely stuff. So I'll go ahead and rerun this query right here, make the connection. And so I have course 2899 requires nothing. 3810 requires nothing. But if I go down here and I go down, null, oh, look. Course 3750 requires course ID 10526. Course 2350 requires course 10511. Now, if you want to find out the actual courses attached to that, you have to do a little bit more with the query. But again, this is a demo. You can see how this works, but you can see what we can do to make that recursive CTE happen. Let's go a little bit further with this. And let's do a hierarchy demo to talk about the level that's attached to that. And so we have the same thing right here. I have my course name, my prerequisite, my ID, my prereq count for this as the alias fields for here. And I have that subject code piped with the course number as course name, the prerequisite, the course ID, and that prereq count. Again, using aliases, always a good idea. Makes things easy to understand. And that same basic approach where prerequisite is null. And then I have my subject code and course number as course name, the prerequisite, the course ID, and the count plus 1 from courses core. And then I have my hierarchy demo level. So that's a new demo level right here. So I'm talking about that information. And we can see the information with that. And I'm going to have that for the hierarchy demo level recur, where the inster recur course name has CS is greater than 0. So I have CS somewhere in the course name. So that's where I'm limiting my results. So I only have that right here. So I'll run this query with that. And boom, I have course name has a prerequisite null, and it has a prerequisite, and there's no count for that. But if I scroll down through here, oh, I've got CS6700 has a prerequisite course of 10568, which ID is this, and its prereq count is 5. There's 5 prerequisites that have to happen to make that happen. So you can see that level of recursion that's happening inside the query by using this right here, where I'm using that select demo.prereq count plus 1, where I'm granting that value right here of starting off as 0, there's no prerequisite, adding 1 to the prereq for that class that's already there, and appending that into the information. And so you can actually get the depth of recursion from that information using a recursive query. And so you can do some really cool stuff on looking at hierarchies of hierarchy of data in the recursive CTE. It's a great way to get some information out there. I hope this is helpful. Cheers. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.